कि हर वो धर्मनिरपेक्ष भारतीय जिन्हें ये कुत्ते के बच्चे के रूप में परिभाषित करते हैं, आपने उसका तर्जुमा पपी किया कि उसको इन सांप्रदायिकता के पहियों के नीचे कुचला और रौंदा जाए। ये ध्रुवीकरण हिंदू बनाम मुसलमान नहीं है। ये ध्रुवीकरण जिन लोगों ने नरसंहार किया और जो नरसंहार पीड़ित हैं, ये उनके बनाम नहीं है। ये ध्रुवीकरण भारत की कल्पना का है कि किस तरह का भारत आप चाहते हैं। ऐसा भारत जो धर्मनिरपेक्ष हो, जिसमें हर व्यक्ति को फलने फूलने की आजादी हो, या ऐसा भारत जिसमें कुछ व्यक्ति ये सोचते हों कि अगर आप उनके साथ नहीं हैं तो उनके खिलाफ हैं, और अगर आप उनके खिलाफ हैं तो आपको सांप्रदायिकता के पहियों के नीचे रौंदा जाए। आज सवाल ये है। यू वांट मी टू रिपीट इट इन इंग्लिश? द क्लोक ऑफ सेक्युलरिज्म is all pervasive. It envelopes Hindus, Muslims, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains, people of all faiths. While the wheels of communalism are extremely sectarian, they believe in their language people whom they qualify as kutte ka bachcha, which you translated as puppy, should be crushed under the wheels of communalism. This is not about, this polarization is not about Hindus versus Muslims. It is not about those who were the sufferers of a pogrom and those who afflicted the pogrom. It is about the basic idea of India. What kind of an India do you want to see? An India where people of all faiths, all religions, all dispensations, all inclinations have the right to progress in peace? Or an India which is sectarian in character, where some people believe that if you are not with us, then you are against us. And if you are against us, you deserve to be crushed under the wheels of communalism. I think that's the question which you need to answer. For the last 2 days, I've been thinking to myself that if a puppy comes under your car, what would you do? Would you step out of the car? Would you take it within your embrace? Would you possibly rush him to Friendicos to see that if you can help him to heal? Or would you reverse your car and crush him underfoot again? And if a person chooses the latter option, I leave it to your judgment as to how you would like to define him or her. I think we are again back to the basics, the fundamental clash of visions. The vision of the Congress party, which is pluralistic and inclusive, and the vision of a section of the opposition, which has been sectarian, majoritarian and communal right from the beginning.
Manish, since you have raised this question, you have criticized Modi's comments. What do you think as a Congress party, what was the need for this analogy, and what is the direct connotation that Modi really wants to drive?
Well, I don't think it requires any rocket science to figure that out. The fact is that the NDA has imploded. The BJP stands in splendid isolation. They feel that the only way forth.
All right, that was Manish Tiwari of the Congress Party reacting to Narendra Modi's comments yesterday in Pune. Remember, Narendra Modi attacked the UPA government on various issues, the downturn of the economy, falling rupee, corruption, and the Gujarat Chief Minister also accused the Congress of hiding behind a burqa of secularism to cover its failures. He spoke all of this while addressing a public rally in Pune.
And those who subscribe to the ideology of communalism, it is about the basic vision of India. The conflicting visions which have been trying to shape the destiny of this country, and the secular and the pluralistic vision triumphed in India, while the sectarian vision, which defined a theocratic basis for our neighbor, completely collapsed. And in a very inverse sense of the word, in a very perverse manner, that failed vision is now being attempted to be thrust on India by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And I think that's what people need to judge.
Manish, don't you think that the gloves are literally off with terms like burqa and puppy being used to signify a particular community?
Well, this is not the first time that the Bharatiya Janata Party has attempted this. In fact, its predecessors, the Jan Sangh, and their umbilical organization, the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, has always been trying to define India in terms of majoritarianism. It has not worked for the last 64 years. It will not work in the future. The message which I want to send out very clearly is that this ideology, this philosophy, this way of thought is not dangerous for the minorities alone. It is dangerous and far more dangerous for all those people in the majority communities also who believe in pluralism, who believe in inclusion, who believe that the way forward is through peace and harmony. So therefore, I think it is the time, it's the right time for all right-thinking Indians to stand up, irrespective of caste, color, creed, faith, or religion, and reaffirm their commitment to the basic secular ideals on which this nation stands. That is the fundamental question today. देखिए, इस पहली बारी नहीं है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने या उससे पहले भारतीय जनसंघ ने और जो इनकी जननी है राष्ट्रीय स्वयंसेवक संघ, उसने भारत की राजनीति को सांप्रदायिकता के रास्ते पर ले जाने की कोशिश की है। आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी बिल्कुल अकेली खड़ी है। जो एनडीए है वो पूरी तरह से बिखर चुका है, चूर चूर ध्वस्त हो चुका है। तो इनको लगता है कि इनकी गति इसी में है कि भारत को एक बार फिर से सांप्रदायिकता के रास्ते पर चलाया जाए, पर पिछले 64 साल में ये ना सफल हुए हैं और ना इनको आगे सफल होने दिया जाएगा। और आज ये चुनौती हिंदू बनाम मुसलमान या हिंदू बनाम सिख या मुसलमान बनाम बौद्ध, वो चुनौती नहीं है। ध्रुवीकरण ये है, और खासकर जो बहुसंख्यक लोग हैं, जो भारत की धर्मनिरपेक्षता में विश्वास रखते हैं, जो ये मानते हैं कि भारत सिर्फ और सिर्फ धर्मनिरपेक्षता के रास्ते पर चलकर तरक्की और प्रगति कर सकता है, आज ये सबसे बड़ी चुनौती उनके लिए है। और मैं इस देश की जनता को ये आगाह करना चाहूंगा कि ऐसी विचारधारा, ऐसे लोग जो इस तरह की शब्दावली का इस्तेमाल करके कुत्ते का बच्चा और असंसदीय शब्दों के माध्यम से ध्रुवीकरण की कोशिश करना चाह रहे हैं, इनसे आगाह रहने की जरूरत है, इनको मुंह तोड़ जवाब देने की जरूरत है और इनको नस्ते नाबूद करने की जरूरत है।
Sir, once again, there is a Chinese
said that under this garb of an attack on Modi, the Congress government is trying to hide from the fact that there is price rise, that there is rampant corruption, that the UPA government has faced.
Well, I think I have due respects for Mr. Yashwant Sinha. He is a very senior politician. But unfortunately, the moment he starts being given importance by the Bharatiya Janata Party, we will again start responding to it.
Sir, there is a spur of violence.
The first political party to disclose its sources of funding under the RTI. So why do you feel other political parties are averse to the same?
For the simple reason that is not the intent of the RTI Act. If you read the RTI Act, if you go back to the debate which led to its conceptualization, if the intent was to bring political parties under it, that would have been explicitly stated. And the law does not allow you to do something indirectly, which cannot be done directly. And that's why we've said very respectfully that the CIC's order is misconceived and fails on the fundamental appreciation of the law.
मनीष जी, मोदी ने ये आरोप लगाया कि ये फूड सिक्योरिटी जैसे कानून सिर्फ ताकि है कांग्रेस को गरीब रखने में ही विश्वास है, गरीबी हटाने में कभी विश्वास नहीं।
देखिए, जिनकी बुनियादी विचारधारा ये हो कि जो महंगी गाड़ियां उनके पूंजीपति दोस्तों ने उन्हें प्रस्तुत की हों, उनके नीचे जो धर्मनिरपेक्ष लोग हैं उनको रौंदा जाए, उनसे आप खाद्यान्न सुरक्षा के ऊपर क्या उम्मीद कर सकते हैं?